So in the last video, we looked at soaking in the good experience. And remember, just to recap, we're looking at the things you love doing, committing to doing them on a regular basis. And then when you're having the actual experience or thinking about the stuff you like, you just allow yourself to surrender, yield, luxuriate in the experience. And the volume of that particular experience may be little or big, and it may be a short period of time or it may be long. But as you develop it over time, it will get easier to sink into and get into the groove. Now, what I want to do in this particular video is to just have a little word about how you might talk about this with friends or colleagues or family. Because they may ask you, what are you doing? And you'll say to them, well, I'm doing this program. And you may have some difficulty, embarrassment using the word spiritual. I don't know. It's a dodgy word for some people because it always sets off a conversation. Sometimes when people are very skeptical and maybe take the piss, So I think it's a good idea if you just have in your mind some preparation for a conversation of that type. So basically, it's something very simple I would like you to do now, and it's the exercise that's on page 20 of the course book, and it's called Talking About Spiritual Connection. It's only one page for this, and we've named the exercise Naming the Experience. And what I'd like you to do is to clarify for yourself, if you're ever to have a conversation with anybody about this, what do you want to call it? Now listen, we can say that one side of all these exercises is physiological and psychological, because we know that there's a mindset that goes with it as you want to shift your frame of thought and your mood. And the physiology is that things happen in your neuroendocrine system. And there's this other side to it, which is we are connecting with the wonder and energy of life. And even the most skeptical fundamentalist atheist will go, yeah, there's a wonder and energy to life. Yeah, of course there is. But what they don't like is some of the religious concepts in which there's a god or a prophet telling you what to do. Fair enough. But look, what language do you want to use to describe what you're connecting with? It may be that you would say to your friends or family who are asking what you're doing, you just say, well, I'm having a connection with, I don't know what to call it. William calls it the wonder and energy of life. I'm not sure what I call it. But it's quite good if, for example, if you come from a particular faith tradition, you might want to name it in the language of that faith tradition. If you come, God, Allah, Brahmin, the Tao, goddess. People have different names for the infinite mystery of all that is. So there we've got a phrase that I sometimes use, the infinite mystery of all that is. I don't claim to understand it. What I do know is it's benevolent and got a wonderful vitality and benevolence to it, right? And I know there's some other bits to the cosmos that maybe are not so pleasant, but there's this other wonderful vitality and positive energy that's flowing through the universe. What do you want to call it? You can see in the background of this page that we kind of watermarked a whole load of different names that people use for it. But what words might be best for you in terms of you describing this experience? Maybe none, which is fine. But we found for people doing this program that it helps if you have some words in your mind that you can use if it crops up in conversation. And I suppose just a kind of little health and safety warning. Quite often when you have conversations with people like this, they're skeptical about it. But you just have to stay with them. Be patient, 2 or 3 sentences, and they'll engage in the conversation and want to learn more. But to begin with, they may be a bit cautious. But don't take any notice of that. Just be confident that this is a good programming course. It has very solid evidence-based medicine to substantiate it. It's based in practices that belong to spiritual traditions around the world, and it's good for you. But if you want to do this exercise, you might find it helpful.